Today we are going to talk about pituitary gland. The pituitary gland is a small gland which is located in a bony cavity which is called as sella turcica. It is attached to a hypothalamus by a stalk. So it is connected or it is attached to a hypothalamus by a stalk. It is divided anatomically into adenohypophysis meaning anterior pituitary and neurohypophysis meaning posterior pituitary. So it is divided anatomically into anterior pituitary which is known as adenohypophysis and neurohypophysis which is known as posterior pituitary. The adenohypophysis consists of two portions which is called as pars distalis and pars intermedia. The pars distalis region of the pituitary, commonly called as anterior pituitary, produces a growth hormone, prolactin, thyroid stimulating hormone, adrenocorticotropic hormone, luteinizing hormone and follicle stimulating hormone. Now how to remember these? You can remember these by writing GPT. So you know about this that there is something called as chat GPT. So you can remember from it GPT and FAL fall. Okay. So by this you can remember this what comes under anterior pituitary. So there is growth hormone, prolactin, thyroid stimulating hormone, adrenocorticotropic hormone, luteinizing hormone and follicle stimulating hormone. The adenohypophysis consists of two portions which is known as pars distalis and pars intermedius. So this is a portion which is red in color is known as pars distalis and the portion which is green in color is known as pars intermedius. The pars distalis, it produces several hormones including the growth hormone, prolactin, then thyroid stimulating hormone, adrenocorticotropic hormone, luteinizing hormone and follicle stimulating hormone. Pars intermedius, it produces only one hormone which is called as melanocyte stimulating hormone, which is usually merged with the pars distalis. So this is usually merged with the pars distalis. So we can see here there is a hypothalamus, there is a hypothalamic neurons which are present. Here it is a posterior pituitary. Here also we can see this is the posterior pituitary which is present and this is the anterior pituitary. And anterior pituitary, it consists of two things. So this is a anterior pituitary which consists of two things, that is pars intermedius and pars distalis. And we have already seen that the pars distalis, it produces growth hormone, prolactin, thyroid stimulating hormone, adrenocorticotropic hormone, luteinizing hormone and follicle stimulating hormone. And pars intermedius, it produces only one hormone which is called as melanocyte stimulating hormone. And this that is called as posterior pituitary, it produces and stores only two hormones which is called as oxytocins and the another one is vasopressins, or it is also known as antidiuretic hormone. The pars intermediate secrete only one hormone which is called as melanocyte stimulating hormone. So this pars intermedia, it will secrete only one hormone that is called as melanocyte stimulating hormone. So in humans, the pars intermedia is almost merged with pars distalis. Neurohypophysis, that is called as pars nervosa, also known as posterior pituitary, store and release two hormones that is called as oxytocins and vasopressin. Vasopressin, which is also known as antidiuretic hormone. So these neurohypophysis, it stores and released only two hormones that is called as oxytocins and vasopressin, which are actually synthesized by the hypothalamus and is transported axonally to the neurohypophysis. So they are actually synthesized by the hypothalamus and they are axonally transmitted and are transmitted axonally to the neurohypophysis. Oversecretions of the growth hormone stimulates abnormal growth of the body. This is leading to gigantisms. So because of the over secretion, so increase secretions of the growth hormone, it can cause gigantism. Low secretions of the growth hormone can cause dwarfisms, that is stunted growth. So prolactin regulates the growth of the mammary glands and formations of the milk in them. So prolactin is responsible for the formations of the milk in them. The thyroid stimulating hormone stimulates the synthesis and the secretion of the thyroid hormone from the thyroid gland. So thyroid stimulating hormone is required for the synthesis and the secretions of the thyroid hormone from thyroid gland. So adrenocorticotropic hormone stimulate the synthesis and secretions of the steroid hormone, which is called as glucocorticoids from the adrenal cortex. So adrenocorticotropic hormone, it is responsible for the stimulation, that is responsible for the synthesis and secretions of the steroid hormone. And which is that steroid hormone? It is called as glucocorticoids from the adrenal cortex. Luteinizing hormone and follicle stimulating hormone stimulates the gonadal activity, hence they are called as gonadotrophins. So who are gonadotrophins? Luteinizing hormone and follicle stimulating hormone. In males, the luteinizing hormone stimulate the synthesis and secretions of the hormone called as androgens from the testes, and in females, the luteinizing hormone induces ovulation of a fully mature follicles, that is called as Graafian follicles, which maintains the corpus luteum formed from the remnants of the Graafian follicles after ovulation. So in females, the luteinizing hormone, it induces the ovulation and maintain the corpus luteum. So it also maintains the corpus luteum, which is formed from the remnants of the Graafian follicles after ovulation. So follicle stimulating hormone stimulates the growth and the developments of the ovarian follicles in the females. So it helps in the developments and the growth of the ovarian follicles in the females. The melanocyte stimulating hormone act on the melanocytes melanin containing cell. So melanocytes meaning melanin containing cell, that is the skin pigment which is present, which regulates the pigmentations of the skin. So skin color is because of this melanocyte stimulating hormones, which will act on melanocytes, and because of which we will get the pigments of the skin. So oxytocins act on the smooth muscle. So this oxytocins which is present, it will act on the smooth muscles of the body and stimulate their contraction. For example, it stimulates the contraction of the uterus. So in females, it stimulates a vigorous contractions of the uterus at the time of a childbirth and milk ejection from the mammary glands. Vasopressins act mainly at the kidney. So vasopressin, which is also known as antidiuretic hormone, it act on the kidney. So vasopressin mainly act at the kidney. So it stimulate the resorptions of the water and the electrolyte by the distal tubules, and